Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. So a couple of days ago, we got some really cool cards revealed, two actually, that are these cards that are supposed to support two anime characters' decks. We've seen this with Dark Magician and Gaia. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of that card, but I'll show it on screen right now. And we saw this with Assault Synchron a little earlier in the year. And Assault Synchron is a card that is supposed to support Crow's Blackwings and Yusei's Synchro deck. Well, we got two really cool cards that continue this trend revealed to us a couple of days ago, which we're going to go over right now. A VRAINS-related card and a Zexal-related card. We're going to talk about them. I'll let you know if they seem good. Again, not really my expertise, if you will, but we'll do our best here. So let's begin. So these are cards that are going to be released in the Secret Utility Box. That is a set that is coming out in the OCG Christmas Eve, so a nice little Christmas gift if you live over in Japan or if you play in the OCG, December 24th later this year. And the two cards that we got revealed are these two cards, Last Hope Numbers and Rokket Coder. So we're going to start with Last Hope Numbers, which is an awesome photo of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. And, of course, the term numbers, you know that this is a Kaito and Yuma merged card, if you will. So here is the effect for Last Hope Numbers. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn, pay half of your life points, then target two monsters in your graveyard. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you can only special summon monsters from the extra deck once, not counting this card's effect. Also, special summon the targeted monsters, but their effects are negated. And if you do, immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz summon one number monster using only those two monsters. So this card seems alright. It doesn't seem great. I mean, the pay half your life points is okay, but I think the element of this card that I'm not a huge fan of is that it basically locks you into one final special summon from the extra deck with the line that you can only special summon monsters from the extra deck once. So that's something that I feel is pretty restrictive. It is nice that you get to target two monsters in the grave and special summon them, and then go into an Xyz summon for any number monster that you'd like. And it is cool. We get like a Kaito and Yuma card here. The card doesn't seem incredibly good to me. I think really because of that one line that it's your last extra deck summon, and with how a lot of decks can fluctuate, I feel like this card is a bit restrictive in that sense, but still really cool. Anytime you get Galaxy Eyes on a card artwork, it's going to look great. And of course, you mix that with Last Hope Numbers. It's just it's a very Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal term, Last Hope Numbers, with Galaxy Eyes on the card artwork. I think it's a great ode to Kaito and Yuma and the growing relationship that those two had throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. So is this card useful in a Galaxy Eyes deck? Is it useful in a Xyz Yuma-like numbers deck, a Gaga deck? Maybe. It's supposed to be, but, you know, you guys let me know if you think that card is pretty viable or maybe a little too restrictive, but a cool card nonetheless. Now, the second card that we have is Rokket Coder, which if you watched VRAINS, Rokket Coder, you immediately know Revolver and Playmaker. And honestly, if you're going to merge well, I guess I shouldn't say that because we have the Heat Soul Decode Talker, so guess I shouldn't say that. I was going to say if you're going to merge two VRAINS characters and have one monster, had to be Soulburner or had to be Playmaker Revolver, but I guess Soulburner and maybe even I are decent choices there. So Rokket Coder is a level 4 Cyberse effect monster, and you can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first effect, if a Cyberse monster you control would be used as link material for a Code Talker monster, this card in your hand can also be used as material. Now that is very similar to a Cyberse monster that already exists. I've been using it a bit in actually Duel Links, and if any of you guys have experience with Code Talker decks, you know that card is Micro Coder. So Rokket Coder has a very similar effect to Micro Coder, which I feel like that first effect is a really good effect because you can use basically a free link material in your hand. You don't need to get it on the field, so that's pretty cool. The second effect, if this card is used for the link summon of a Boral monster, it is treated as a dragon monster. And then the third effect, which again, once per turn, if this card you control would be used as link material for a Boral monster, you can also use one dark monster in your hand as material. So this card does act a bit kind of as an extender. If you have it in your hand and you're going to go into a Code Talker Link monster, you can use this card in your hand. Very similar to Micro Coder, but it's got that extra variation where it can also help Boral monsters. If you're going to go into any sort of Borreload monster, you can have this card act as a dragon monster, or if it's on the field and it's going to be used for a link material for a Boral monster, you can use any dark monster in your hand as material as well. So I feel like that's a pretty decent card. Again, the whole theme with these merging of two characters archetype cards is that they are supposed to be viable in either type of deck. So like the spell card we just went over is supposed to be viable in a Galaxy Eyes deck or a Numbers, Yuma, Utopia deck. And this card is supposed to be viable in either a Code Talker deck or a Boral deck. And I feel like it's a pretty useful card. I don't know if Microcoder is actually used. I like it in Duel Links, and I feel like this card has a very similar effect. The Boral aspect is also interesting. I'm not sure if this card has any sort of use in that regard, but I feel like it's cool. I feel like we have a nice monster here that suits Playmaker's deck and Revolver's deck. And something I need to point out is also the artwork. It has that Boral rocket style with the red and like the guns kind of coming off of its helmet, but then you also have that classic Code Talker Cyberse body, so it's like wearing the rocket armor with the Cyberse armor, and then you also have Playmaker's blue at the top and Revolver's red at the bottom, with all like the Link Summon animation or circle in the background, and all these like hexagons as well on the top right and the top left. So design-wise, this one wins by far. I actually like the design of this one a lot more than Last Hope Numbers. I think I like the name of Last Hope Numbers better, but this design is really, really cool. So, two really awesome anime-esque cross-character cards for Zexal and VRAINS that we are getting in the upcoming Secret Utility Box set, December 24th, over in the OCG. But let me know what you guys think of these two cards. Let me know, because I think we have dual monsters. We definitely now have VRAINS, Zexal, and 5Ds, but I do not believe that we have, unless I just can't think of it, GX or Arc 5. I might be wrong on that. If I am, let me know. But let me know if they continue this trend, what other cross characters you'd like to see. I'd love to see like an Odd Eyes and a DDD mix for Arc 5. I think that would be super, super cool. But, maybe we do have those two shows as cross-character cards, and I just can't think of them. But let me know any other mixtures that you guys would like to see, and let me know if you think either of these cards have any sort of viability in the TCG. Thank you all so much for watching. A special thank you to my Platinum tier patron, Panther J, to my Diamond tier patrons, Jesse Wood and Latrell Smith, and to my Egyptian God tier patrons, Ccapacappuuu, Syn Cloud, and Kyle. Thank you to everyone who is a patron of mine or a YouTube channel member. You guys help me out tremendously. You help out the channel tremendously. And be sure to check out my YouTube channel membership feature and my Patreon for more channel exclusive perks. Be sure to check out my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime content. I also stream over on Twitch. The link for that channel will be in the description. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the comments, and I hope you have an amazing day.